Good evening, members of the Collective. This is episode 18 of the Collective Gamescast. The show is legal! I'm your host who just had deja vu, the Malgadar. With me is the man who knows it's just a glitch in the Matrix, Chris.
Yo.
And with us tonight is the guy who really wishes he swallowed the other pill, Drew.
Oh, yeah.
As always, you can join the festivities in the Google Hangout on Fridays at 10 p.m. Eastern. And if you're down with talking some games and you want to be on the show with us, send us an email, collectivegamescast@gmail.com. Alright, guys. So, Chris, what have you been up to, man?
Not much, just the usual. Play a few games of Madden. Last weekend opened up Elder Scrolls Online. Decided to play that a little bit. I like what they got going on now. That and Hearthstone, which I hate myself for turning it back on and getting it back up. Game's frustrating and addicting at the same time. It's good stuff, though. And the fact that it's mobile doesn't help a lot at all.
Yeah, it definitely makes beating the addiction that much harder.
Yep. Yeah, but that's been pretty much it. Not too much gaming, not too much at this moment.
Yeah. Okay. Drew, what have you been up to? You haven't been on the show in a few weeks.
I've been still playing the game that I was talking about last time I was on, Bravely Default.
Okay.
I'm about 75 hours into the game, and I think I'm on the last part of the game. It's been pretty awesome. It's been hard to put down, as you can tell by how many hours I put into it.
Is it still good?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess since you're still playing it, but I don't know.
Yeah. I won't ruin any of the story stuff, but there is a part of the game that does get a little repetitive. But all in all, it's a great experience. It's been a long time since I played a new RPG with story that captivates my attention. So.
It seems like it's a good point. There's not too many new RPG franchises out there.
Yeah.
That are actually quality.
Yeah, like a lot of the remake. I find myself playing like HD remakes or this or that. So.
Yeah, or here's a new Final Fantasy, or here's Fallout 4. It's like, let's get something else going, guys. Not much out there that is good to play.
Yeah. I wanted to beat this one because Bravely Second, I think, comes out middle to late this year, so I want to be ready when that game comes out. So, yeah.
Very good.
But no, it's been awesome. I like it.
Okay.
And I can't, it goes everywhere. My 3DS goes with me everywhere, so it's hard to put it down. So.
I gotta charge mine up because Mario and Luigi Paper Jam next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3DS has a lot of great stuff coming out, like the Fire Emblem and the Final Fantasy game that comes out next week too. I'm actually pretty interested in that one. The open world, MMO style Final Fantasy.
For DS?
Yeah, it's for 3DS.
Interesting. Ah.
Yeah, I got a crew of 3 other people who want to actually play it consistently. So, yeah, we'll be rocking it.
I'm going to say good luck with that.
Yeah, don't get stuck carrying the chalice.
Texted everyone you going to get on now? Get your butts on here right now.
Oh, man. I'm getting flashbacks of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. All you got to do to have a great multiplayer experience is have 4 Game Boys and 4 kit link cables and a copy of the game, and you're good.
We actually had that set up a little bit ago, maybe a year or 2 ago. We actually tried to play through it, and we just lost the consistent night of play, and we just stopped playing.
Oh man, see that would be really cool if you had a good group, but man, that game really pissed me off because of how difficult they made it to enjoy it.
Yeah, this new one has kind of elements of that, but it's gonna have tons of different classes and stuff that you can change between. So, I'm not sure if you can change between them, but they have just so many options to do. So, it should be interesting.
Hmm. Okay. Well, you'll have to let me know how it is, man.
Yeah.
Once you actually get some hands-on with it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so as for me, uh, more Life is Strange. I finished episode 4 last weekend, and that game continues to deliver. So,
Wow.
yeah, I am really, really enjoying it. And I got one episode to go, and I am hoping it wraps up good because episode 4 really had some fucked up moments in it. So, yeah.
I've been meaning to try that one out. I've heard it's pretty good.
Do you have it yet?
I did not buy it yet, but it's on my Steam wish or my wish list. So
Well,
Yeah.
good news. On Humble Bundle for PC, it's on there for $13.99 for all 5 episodes.
That's
So-
pretty good.
Yeah.
I would do it. Yeah. That shit is so good.
I'll have to get it.
Yeah, there's a winter sale going on the Humble Bundle site, so that's a nice thing to get into if you've ever been on that. It's actually a pretty good site to get some old school games in a bundle for cheap.
Yeah.
For PC and Android, I think is the only ones. There's also books too, but go on.
Oh. Yeah. So, also played some more NHL 16, the little Rocket League this week. Not much.
Rocket League.
Yeah, that game, man. That's just.
That's
They
another
just-
one of those equally frustrating games. But fun.
no.
So much fun.
Oh, it's so great. Especially with all the mutator stuff, and I'm
Mhm.
like messing around with all these different play styles, like what's it like if you have a super bouncy cube instead of a ball, So, yeah, it's been fun, but I also learned that if you make the ball really bouncy and you go for that, you know how you get on the first like face off, you do
Yeah.
boost and you try to score the goal right away.
Yep.
Well, when the ball's light and bouncy, if it goes over the net and hits the wall above the net, it's going right back towards your net. Really fast. So, yeah, I scored a couple goals on myself like that. Yeah. Not fun. Let me think. Last week I told you I started back up on episode Duske, Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished that last weekend. Pretty cool. There's a lot more to it in total than I thought.
Okay.
I thought when I had just lost steam with it before that I was like right at the end, and there was a lot more involved in it. I think I got up to like level 40 or something in the demo. Like,
Interesting.
yeah, I was just like grinding away, just really playing around with the battle system and the camera a lot, and seeing what I could do and what I couldn't. Chris, you saw that video I uploaded of
Yeah.
the boss battle and the summon, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Summon was just nuts. I cannot wait for that.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, we'll see what it ends up being in total, but it looks like the pieces are there,
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know. There's like a lot more going on because there's like them weird green robot dudes that just keep dropping in and shit.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot more going on there than they're saying. So
it was very interesting that when you level up, like you have to go to the campfire. My friend and I were playing through it for the first time, and we didn't know, so we were playing through most of the demo as the starter level, and we're like, dude, this is like really challenging. And then we like sat down at the campfire and it was like, just level up like nuts. It was pretty entertaining.
all right, well, Drew, since you played it, you remember the big things that were in the lake there?
Yeah.
Big like dinosaur things. Now I don't know when you played it or if you played it after the patch, but there's a quest you can get with one of your companions where the big motherfucker comes out of the lake, and you can fight it.
I played it like right when it came out. Like
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't in there when it came out because I think they added the companion quests later.
I am gonna have to replay it. I already have it downloaded, so it must have. I mean, I probably auto updated. I'll have to check on that.
Yeah, when you do it, you have to spend the night at the campsite, and in the morning, one of your companions will want to go out on a quest with you, and there's 3 different ones.
Oh.
So, yeah, and the one for Prompto is the one where the thing comes out of the lake. And good luck with it.
Ah.
It is crazy difficult. Yeah.
I'm glad they have elements, to give you a little taste of some elements of the game that are going to be challenging and make you want to kind of push through, I guess. But
Yeah, well, that gave me a great sense of the scale of it, because trying to fight that thing was like, ooh. I was like, this is like fighting adamant tortoises in Final Fantasy 13. Like, this thing's nuts.
yeah.
So, yeah, that was cool. I'll be very interested to see what that game is when it comes out. And last but abso-freaking certainly not least, I'm back on the PSO. I made a new character on the Ultima server, and yeah, I'm having fun with that with the ×3 experience, leveling up nice and quick. Yeah.
Did you get the controller working?
Yes. Oh, you didn't get this because this is one of the things I was texting you about that I figured it out.
Okay.
So, hang on, I got an article here with the name. Yeah. So the problem is, in Windows, right, I noticed this the other day when I was trying to troubleshoot. There's some virtual joystick mini driver.
What?
Right? Yeah. So I went with one of my USB controllers, and I went into this properties for it, and it was called Virtual Joystick KMDF HID Mini Driver.
What
Now, this thing is stopping the controllers and the games from like working properly because it's like a virtual joystick, and for some reason it's like overriding. So anyway, I go into Device Manager, disable it, boom, everything works.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with it. I don't even know where it comes from, but yeah, very annoying.
That's
but that
insane.
was
Never even seen that.
Yeah, that was the whole problem. So I got that, and I'm just getting my PSO on and remembering why I played that game for so many hours. Just got that Diablo loot, man. Kill shit, level up, get loot.
Yep.
It's beautiful. Yeah. So I'm going to be trying to recruit your ass.
It's almost there, man. I just got to install it.
Ah, okay.
I got a few things to take care of first, and then I'll
well, you know, it's a monstrous game, so it might take a while to install.
Oh man,
Drew, just so you know, the install file for this game is 384 megs.
Wow.
That's a CD's worth.
Yeah, it expands out, but I don't know. I'd have to check what the full file size is, but it's not very big. I'm actually going to look right now to see how much space it's taken up. Let's see. There you are. Yeah, in total, it's taken up 812 megs.
Oh boy!
Wow, man, I know I had to buy a whole new hard drive for that.
I have to delete you know, a Korn album or something. I got it saved in WAV file, you know. Anyway. Alright, so yeah, that's what I've been up to. Let's get on to the topic of the night. So we're talking sports games. And Chris, you really wanted to do this topic, man, and
yeah.
I'm digging it because I played a ton of sports games over the years.
Yeah.
So
it kind of sucks that they've kind of it pretty much has gone to the same franchises nowadays, but beforehand we just had a variety of different types of games with different experiences, different features. It's all nice.
Yeah, there's that. What's that card trading one that's really popular that everybody likes?
Card trading sports game?
Yeah. It's all. Well, it's not really.
It's
not really a sports game. It's just a card trading game, and there's like a little bit of like sports off on the side. I think it's football, right?
Oh, you're talking about like the Ultimate Leagues.
Oh yeah, it's Madden. That's right.
Madden,
remember when that
FIFA.
game was about playing football?
It still is.
Oh,
So what you do is you just get the cards and you build your team of 22 players, and then you play people with those players.
That is the worst fucking mode ever created.
Not bad, actually, man. At least the FIFA one isn't. You just collect players, and then you build your team based off the cards that you have, and it's like deck building in sports. It's one of their top features.
Well, yeah, because people are idiots and spend money on anything. Like, oh my god, you made something, and I'm a gamer. Have my money. Take it all. Like,
No, it's part of the game. I mean, you can spend money if you want, but it's part of the game.
I don't want to spend this whole segment arguing about the stupidity of Ultimate Teams, but it's ridiculous. There is zero reason to ever play it, ever.
Think of it this way, right? So you're playing Madden, you play your franchise, you're pretty much going around picking players up, dropping players, and all that. Ultimate Team is the same thing, except it's like a fantasy draft.
Yeah, except you have to pay for every player.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. That's the whole point of the mode, is to make money.
You can. It's just like if you get Hearthstone, like you can play the game free for as long as you want, and if you don't care about like the best cards and getting them right away, then you just continue playing. Ultimate Team's the same way. You play, you get points, you buy the decks. You never have to actually spend cash unless you're like, I need to get the best team now. It's like, well, then you're playing the wrong game. Like that's not what that's for. You pay the $60, you get the game plus the Ultimate Team. And then
I
you
would
play
love
that as
to
a
see
side thing.
the metrics and see how many people are actually putting money into it who play it.
Oh, I believe a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's the same.
It's still around, which means they're making money on it.
The people who do that are the same people who complain that Madden keeps releasing a new one every year. So it's like they're okay. They're EA's figured it out. It's a card game with sports. You get both sides.
Oh, God,
it's all right to me.
I hate card games with a passion.
Yeah, a lot of people used to buy those, we used to sell them in certain increments, and you could buy like an extra bigger edition of the game with more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
So, I don't know. A lot of people ended up buying it.
You buy the digital thing, and then you'll get 1,500 Ultimate Team points.
Yeah, I have.
I never fell into that. I just played the Ultimate Team.
I've been playing sports games for. I've been playing sports games for a while, and I never tried the Ultimate mode. It's just I like playing the franchise mode and online, and that's about it.
Oh, I hate online.
All right, we're getting off the rails a bit here. Chris, you want to start us off with a game?
All right. Let's see. I got a list here. I can start off with a big one. Let's do that. I'll start off with FIFA. All right.
Okay.
FIFA. Yeah. So FIFA, I want to say I got in around 2010, which is also when I started watching more soccer at that point.
That's like when soccer found America, right?
I think so. I think that's when it happened, man. That's when our women's team started doing good. But yeah, it's one of those. Like it's perfect. They made it perfect. Like everything you see in a soccer game, you can do in FIFA. It's the actions are flawless, the movements are flawless. The franchise mode is very intuitive. It's not, or the career, I should say. You play as either a player, a coach, or the owner. And it's man. There's the transfer market where you can actually transfer between, just like the regular FIFA thing. You got your American MLS leagues, you got the Premier League, you got the Spanish league, which I can't remember what that is called. You got La Liga, you've got all the leagues, and you can transfer between all those, and then you can transfer between the other leagues that are like Serie A, B, C, and like all the leagues beneath the major ones. And it's nice, and there's youth camps. So you can actually develop your own players who are like 16 years old. Or no, they're like 15, I think. You can only sign them when they're 16. But yeah, you start developing players. Like, it's very intuitive. It's not like, oh, pick up player, throw them in your squad, done. It's not like that. And then there's each game, each player has a what is it? A form. So if the player is playing out of form, then they're going to have a bad form, and then that determines how well they play. It affects their stats, or if they're playing really well, then they get a boost of stats. And so like your goalie, if he lets in 5 goals, then he's going to have bad form, and he's going to start sucking even more. So then you switch him out. It also makes you manage your team better, because you don't want that shitty foreign player playing. But I mean, if he's the best in position, you don't have anybody to actually fill a spot, then you kind of keep him in, or you take him out for one game. It's they did it very well, and they kind of hit their stride, I think, in 2010, which then made EA, the guy who's been like the lead designer for FIFA, they took him off FIFA and moved him over to Madden so he can at least make that game better. But I mean, did they really make Madden better? Is it a better game? No. It's the same thing. But FIFA's still kicking it, man. It's still going strong. Usually wins, best sports game for the past, 6 years? Yeah,
I think it just wins because it's soccer.
I don't know, man. You still have Pro Evolution Soccer that's still, one of the top games. But it's just, the way they made it is just a beautiful game. It's so well done. Especially for a sports game. You should give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm not really big on soccer games, but the reason I don't like FIFA, and there's just one key reason, because it's missing one thing. Any idea what that is?
Nope.
Doesn't have cars.
Yeah.
My soccer games have to have cars in them.
Think about the intensity of Rocket League, right? The same intensity happens in FIFA, and it causes a lot of stress in my life. Because, Madden, once you get good at Madden, unless you change the sliders or whatever, it's pretty easy. You just continue trucking along. You figure out a glitch in the game and you just keep doing it. Whereas FIFA, you could be 10 games in, 10-0, right? You're sitting there with 30 points in your league, and then this shit team comes up and beats you by 1 goal, last minute. Dude, it's such a good game.
You haven't sold me.
Well, you have to actually like soccer to actually enjoy the game.
I actually like soccer. I like watching soccer. I don't have much interest in playing a soccer game at all, though.
Interesting. No, it's good, though, man. It's a quality game.
Okay. Drew, can you do better than FIFA for your starter?
Yeah. Well, I was going to go with a game that I probably play more than, I don't know, it's between 2, but I'll go with 1. I'm a big Madden fan, but like Chris says, they haven't really changed a whole lot, but I think the last 2 years they've actually, they've kind of made it so you can, develop your players, so, you do all the practice stuff for the franchise mode, and, after you play the games, whatever they do in the game, you get experience points, and you can put that into, making their accuracy better and doing that kind of stuff, which is really cool because when you're starting off with a rookie player or someone who's not very good at the beginning of the season, then you can actually make them a lot better towards the end. And us Vikings fans, it's good to win a Super Bowl, at least in a video game. But
everything you just said sounds fucking terrible. That's all shit that's not me playing football.
Well, the thing too is you can actually just skip all that stuff. That's the beauty of it too, is you can just, if you don't want to do any of that, you just skip to the games and play the games. And I've been doing that, playing just the games for since I've had Madden 2000, 2001. And, I was it's kind of nice to get something more where I can choose to if I want to. But if I just want to play, I'll just play online or I'll just continue on my season. But I don't know.
Because they have that same feature in NHL 16 and to be a pro, and it's set up your weekly training regimen. I'm no.
Dude, I
bought this game to play hockey, not dick around in menus. If I wanted to do that, I'd play an RPG. Not why I came here. I don't know.
My favorite thing about football is the off-season mode. Like, I love drafting. I love like moving my players around. I love picking which coach is going to like help benefit certain players that I have. I'm not too fan of the progression because it's far too much, and so I usually auto progress that unless I have like a rookie, then I want to start adding points to him. But like the owner mode, the coach mode, like Madden '06 was probably the best with that, and they added more depth. So like if you did a be a pro thing, like you start off, you choose your parents, right? Then you take a test.
What the fuck? Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
dude. Yeah, and it affects how you play the game. Like it affects how well your players and stats and stuff. I'm like, I love this. It makes it more than just a football simulation. Like it's literally what you do determines how you do. And so like you get drafted, you can choose your team, but I'm like, what's the fun of that? Just to get drafted by a random team. It chooses your draft order based on what you do in the beginning. And then you just play. You play, you add points. I mean, if you're into appearance, you can change your appearance and all that. I mean, that doesn't affect anything. But
No, that is important. That's your pro. Like you have to make him look the way you want him to look.
And that's the point. You have to pick your parents so your pro actually fits.
Fine, I picked Joe Montana. There, my performance should be amazing now.
Man, it's
My mom will be Tom Brady because that guy can do anything. So he could probably be a chick long enough to birth me and turn back. Like, right.
Yeah,
So
like
there. Now I'm the best quarterback ever.
That's what made
Game broken.
the game so much more fun.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got dropped on your head or something as a child too many times.
How boring is it to just play the game over and over again? Like, give me something that gives like an RPG element to it, and
don't put perfect. Lucky Charms in my soup. Like, no, stop.
It was great. I loved it. I was a big fan of the Head Coach series too.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as...
But if you buy Head Coach, you're buying it to do stuff like that. That's totally different. That doesn't... Like, one doesn't justify the other. They're two different things.
Oh, man. That's what the game is.
Head Coach, that's fine. That's a great game to put all that stuff in.
Feature,
that's exactly what you want there.
And it's not even like you have to play that feature. You can just go play the game the way it is, or you can have the RPG element to it.
I feel like Madden started going south when they started worrying about how many features they could label on the back of the box instead of how good the gameplay was.
Did you hear the minigame in the next Madden game is you're going to be the equipment manager and you're going to deflate some football?
I don't even know if you're fucking with me or not. Like I have no idea.
I can see that. Be the water boy and move up in the organization. It's like, oh, yes!
Oh, my God.
I remember when Tiger Woods was coming out, after Tiger Woods got into that, like the Crashes go-kart, and I was joking around with the regulars, like...
I wonder if in the Madden thing you can be the anonymous source and tip off Adam Schefter. You know?
There you go.
Send him text messages, you know.
The whole game, the whole mode is just you tweeting things.
Yeah.
Like, oh, looks like the Eagles are going for Tom Coughlin. Yes! Alright, set that rumor off.
You know what? While we're on the subject, man, I just want to give well wishes to Chris Mortensen, man. Be strong, man.
Wait, what happened with him?
Throat cancer. He's taking a leave of absence. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's that really sucks.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, I'm sorry, Drew. Anything else you want to say about Madden at this point?
No, I think everything's been said or made up in the future, and I'm good.
Okay.
I just want to say one last thing. The Madden with the Be a Pro, the Madden 2006 was the highest rated Madden. Just want to point that out. All the highest rated football games are all the ones with the features you don't like.
What wasn't the question?
Yeah, but that's because nobody crushes anything anymore. Like, everybody's just like, everything's a fucking 7 anymore. Like,
they took those features out, and that's when the game started being bad. They just left it as a football simulation, and then once they did that, everyone started hating it.
Yeah, but it's not about, like, the features are the problem. It's about the focus is wrong. It's about what kind of features can we add to the game as opposed to can we make a great game.
That's what they tried to do, man. They tried to do it. They
Well,
had a good formula.
Clearly
And-
they failed, or clearly their audience is a bunch of fucking retards because you don't fucking play a sports game to dick around in menus. Like, that's
That's
not
the point.
to it.
You live out that fantasy you've always wanted. I could be a football player, or I could be a coach.
Yeah,
You know,
but
all the assholes who are like,
Megatron doesn't go home and dick around in menus. Like, you're not
Aaron-
being a pro.
well, it's a video game. What do you expect? You do the same thing in, like, Skyrim. You dick around in menus. Ooh, I should use this destruction spell. Like, it's the same thing, but you just added football to it. And now you're like, oh, no, I didn't want to do that. It's like the same thing.
Here, I'm going to talk to you about a real football game that doesn't have a pro mode, and it doesn't have any bullshit with your agent or text messages, and they definitely don't sell fucking card packs. It's just about a great game. And that is Tecmo Super Bowl.
I knew you were going to say that. No one's going to argue with that at all. No one is.
Okay, great. So we can move on.
No one's going to argue that it's a great game, but to cancel out everything, they couldn't do that back then.
I know, but that's the point. They just made a kick-ass football game. Like, people still play it today with updated rosters. Like,
I saw that.
it's so
Yeah.
awesome.
You can go and buy the cartridges with the updated roster still. Like that's amazing.
Think about this too. They had to figure out how to hack in the extra teams. Like, there's more teams in the league now than there were then. Like, they figured this stuff out. You know, there's there's 4 divisions now, not 3. They figured that shit out. You know.
Yep.
Like, just I don't know. I love that game, man. And a mini shout out to Tecmo Bowl because, man, Bo Jackson was a beast in that game.
Bo Jackson, oh my god.
He took like 5 yards for every step, dude. It was just so broken. It was ridiculous. It was so great, though. Like, they only gave him 1 play because it just would have been unfair if he had more than 1. Like,
Here's something.
Yeah.
You can buy T-shirts now with the Tecmo Bowl logos on it for your NFL team now, which I think is pretty awesome.
Really?
Yeah, they're like
Oh,
$20.
that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Tecmo Bowl was a great game. Great game.
My God, I played that game for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I that was still my football game through the 16-bit era. Like, I hated all the 16-bit era football games, except for one that we're going to get to in a little bit.
I have a feeling I know what. No, I don't.
You never know what weird-ass shit I'm going to come out with,
I don't think I know what that one is. Yeah,
oh,
man.
man.
Tecmo Bowl was great.
Yeah, I love that game, man. Just, you know, and I know they kept making them after that, but it was never quite the same. Like, that one game, they seemed to just find that, you know, they got the magic elixir.
Yep.
You know. Drew, did you ever play it?
I did not, but I definitely
We'll find it. It's
yeah,
so
it's-
easy to find.
That's what I've been thinking while you guys have been talking.
Yeah, it's just so simple and basic, but it just works, like, fundamentally. You know?
Mhm.
And there's nothing like getting the passing touchdowns in that one, man. Get the
Oh,
little
yeah.
the little animation with the cool ass music and the quarterback like jump back and then throw it, yeah, you know, like get you amped up.
Can I collect cards in?
No. It's so beautiful.
Oh,
God. You know, it's funny because I'm not even really mad about the cards at the base level of the cards. I'm
Yeah.
really mad that every goddamn game is getting these cards and people are stupid and keep throwing money at it. Like,
dude, these trading card games, like if you can create one right now, you would make so much money.
I don't blame the guys for going and getting the money from the idiots, but I do blame the idiots. Like, because it's like, yo, if somebody's stupid enough to give you their money, take it. Like,
Yep.
that's on them. Like that idiot who spent like $300,000 on a psychic or something trying to get his girlfriend back, like over the course of a year or something. Like, you know what? No, that psychic should not go to court and have to defend herself. He's an idiot. Like,
Yeah.
he should be the one who's guilty. Like,
well, then again, she's trying to sell a product that's false. And she claims that she's a psychic and can do all this. Now, in reality,
this is like
this is not real.
This is the evil chicken and the egg, though. Like, you know, who's the more evil one? The one who's a liar, or the one who's stupid enough to fall for it? You know,
stupid doesn't necessarily mean evil. She's the evil one, obviously. He was just too dumb to, you know, see it. And I wish the court would be like, well, sir,
natural selection,
you're an
idiot. Okay,
this is your fucking fault.
Yeah, the kid who eats too many marbles doesn't grow up to reproduce. Like, okay, like, you gotta punish this guy for being dumb.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, that's a lot of. I mean, how many like, you know, dates or bar? You know, like go to bar. Just, I don't know.
Dude, you gotta find this story on the internet. It's insane the stuff they went to.
Dude, she's
like the lengths they went to. Like, she was gonna perform this like crazy ritual and shit for him, and they had to reconstruct like a miniature version of a bridge or some shit. It was so elaborate. I'm like, how did this guy keep falling for it? Like
was the girlfriend break up with him, or did the girlfriend like pass away?
No, the girlfriend. I think the girlfriend broke up with him, but then in the end she ended up passing away. But then he kept going with her because the lady said she'd been reincarnated in somebody else.
Oh god!
Yeah, like,
dude, I need to meet this lady.
This story was insane. I couldn't believe it.
She needs to write a book on how to do.
Trust me, like the first like couple like minutes of the story, I'm hearing it and I'm like, oh, this lady's horrible. She's evil. She's awful. By the end, I totally turned. I was like, this dude's a fucking moron. He should never gone this far down this rabbit hole. He deserves everything that happened to him. Like,
the question is, like, doesn't this dude have the internet? Like, couldn't he have just like searched whether or not this was real? And just like
common sense is not that common, I guess. I don't know.
Oh man, like
anyway,
you probably if you have $300,000 of money, you probably have a smartphone. You can easily say, well, hold on a second, let me Google
probably
this.
Not anymore. He probably lost it in this deal, you know.
Sold a car.
He probably asked
a house.
He probably asked her, "Is this stuff real?" And she's like, "Yes, it's real." Good, I checked. I'm glad.
No answer, just like a
No, she probably just answered with a question. It must be real.
Would I have a job if it wasn't real? Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh man.
Okay, Chris, you want to give us another game, man, so we get back on track here?
Should we keep the football mentality going?
No, talk about whatever you want.
All right, let's go with NFL 2K5.
Oh, thank God that came up in this podcast.
Dude, here's the thing, right? It's the reason Madden 2006 came out. It's the reason they had all those modes, man. It was the best football game, I think, that came out. Insane. First off, I played it, was about a month or two ago. I mentioned it on the show. And just how smooth it is. Like, I haven't played a game that flowed so nicely. Like, everything was smooth. Everything went quick. I think you mentioned the menus going fast. Like,
oh, God. If Madden would ever get fast-moving menus like the NFL 2K games had, that would just be amazing.
You got the fast menus. You've got Chris Berman on there giving you like the play-by-play of the season.
Lido, Shuffle Shepherd.
You got Trey Wingo doing his stuff. Like, you even had the sideline reporter, like
Susie Colbert,
man. Like, everything was right in that game. Like, I can't think of anything that was wrong. Like, even, see, you're not gonna like this, but in the franchise mode, you got to do a game plan, so you can like plan for the certain players that the other team had, so then your team doesn't just get, shit on by, well, they didn't have it then, but like a Calvin Johnson. Oh, good example, T.O. Like, I always played with the Eagles, so I mean, I was okay. But like, if you're any other team and you're playing against the Eagles, you're like, well, fuck, they got Westbrook, McNabb, and T.O. Like, shit, how do I stop that? Then you game plan. You get your team, certain people, you've got a certain corner that can like hold up against TL, so you plan him and boost his stats up to go against it. It was great. Oh, and one of the best features, which I think they need to add back, was the custom game music.
Yes, that was awesome.
That was beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. System of a Down every time I scored a touchdown.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was another well done game, but it also
And
caused.
It came out at $20.
You said what?
When it came out, it was $20.
Really?
That was 2K's initiative that year. All their sports games were $20 on launch day.
Dude, that explains why EA freaked out, flipped their shit. Was like, oh shit, dude, they just created the best game, and
That actually isn't what it is.
What was it?
The NFL, basically. I mean, if you notice, the NFL, everything's an exclusive partner.
Yeah.
You know? Well, they kind of decided they wanted an exclusive partner for the video games thing because they didn't like the idea that there was a price war going on with their logo.
Ah.
And then EA was like, here, we have more money than 2K, so we make all the football.
Dude, they hopped right on that, man.
Yeah.
But it's also the reason why, because one of the developers came out and said when they played it, they said it was just completely quiet in the EA studios. What is it, Tiburon? And they were just like, we need to do better, guys. Like, we need to step our shit up. And then they released a really good game, and then just went downhill from that.
Yeah, well, I had NFL 2K and 2K1 in my notes here. So I'll just say what I had here for this. One of the things I thought was really great about the 2K series is that I thought it had a beautiful balance between arcade and simulation.
Yes.
You know? Like, because I don't want full simulation because I'm playing a game, so I want it to feel kind of gamey, you know? Like, so I always liked the way that the 2K series found a way to kind of find that middle ground in between. I always felt like Madden was just never in that same spot, you know?
Yeah, they just see Madden. I don't know if Madden did beforehand. Like, I never had too much of an issue, besides their whole like QB view, whatever that cone. But like they kept trying to add features based off of what they saw in the league that year, and it was just shit. Like the spectacular catch thing, so they could be like, oh, look at the catch. Like, come on,
Hit stick was a good one,
man. Hit stick was probably the best feature they added. And then when they added it to the running back, where you can like truck people or juke people like that, those are good. But they haven't done anything new yet. Like your guy, if you have Calvin Johnson, he can just jump all over everybody. It's like, well, that's cool, except he's doing it on me. Like I don't want. Like, can you guys like fix that? He's doing it on every catch. But
Hey, you know, while we're on the topic though, like developing sports games is really difficult.
Oh, I can see that.
Your turnaround window is so tiny to get these things done.
Yep.
You know, I mean, if you think about it, you probably have something like a 9-month development cycle, maybe.
Well, that's not anybody's fault besides the sports game. Well, in this case, it's Madden. Like EA could probably just have a game go for like 2 years, and then develop another better one in the future and just update the roster. But nope.
Why? People line up at midnight to buy the new Madden, like before they even know what it is, if it's any good. Like, they're just there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and Chris, we've kind of talked about this before. I feel like sports games would be better serviced if they were like subscription services instead.
Yeah.
You know? Because, and like EA Access maybe is starting to kind of like dip their toe into this water now. But it would just be so much better if you just paid your Madden sub like all year, you know?
And they make more money.
Right, they make more money because they can get $10 out of you every month.
Yep.
You know? And the development team can actually work on features until they're actually done. And then just upload them to the service, you know? And it just, I don't understand why this hasn't happened yet.
Well, they can't now. They're too far into it. Like, they have, the following they have is just, okay.
You start with a smaller one, you know?
Okay.
Or you just do it with Madden. People are going to want their Madden. Like, this country is football crazy, man. Like, you know. And to our international viewers, when we say football, we mean American football. So, and I'm sure they already figured that out when we were talking about soccer earlier, and they were like, "What the fuck is soccer?"
What the hell is a soccer?
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I think if they did it, people would just have to do it. Sell the 12-month subscription card or 6-month sub card at GameStop. This way, all the dudes can still line up at midnight for their card. Because there's some people out there who are still like tech averse, but they're gamers, which is always weird to me. And they'll probably be like, "But I want to go into GameStop and buy it," and it's like, you gotta have a little card for them with digital code.
Yep.
So most gamers are good though; they know what they're doing. Yeah, I don't know though. I just would like to see that happen with sports games. Plus, they would get rid of all this was it Madden 12 or Madden 14 that had Jim Bob Cooter on the sidelines? I don't know. Just call it Madden and that's it. And we could be done with all this goofy shit. And the numbers never match up anyway, so it's fucking weird.
Hey Drew, question for you. You played the new Madden, right?
Yeah.
Is it still Jim Nantz and Phil Simms?
Yeah.
And is it the same audio track from 2000 or 25?
No.
Oh, they changed some stuff up?
Yeah.
Because I remember I played 25, or I still play 25, and then I think it was not 16. What's the one after 25?
15.
Wait, there's a bigger problem here. What are they going to do in 2024?
Yep.
It's going to be called Madden 2025.
Hopefully by then, 2K can actually take over.
Wait, what year was it they did that?
2014.
Yep.
Okay, so they can just call it Madden 15 that year.
Yeah.
Totally confuse everybody.
Yeah, there were so many confused. Some Madden people aren't the brightest bulbs. Buying those cards and all that stuff. So throwing some confusing numbers. They're like, which one came out first? And I'm like, it's Madden.
Did I miss 12 iterations of this game somehow?
Yeah. I actually had someone ask, what happened to all the other numbers? I'm like, and I said, no, it's the 25th anniversary. It was too good.
Wasn't it 2009 they did the 20-year anniversary?
Yeah.
And they just called it Madden 2009 20-year anniversary?
Yeah.
I don't know why they had to do the 25 like that. That was just dumb.
They wanted to confuse their fan base.
Exactly what they did.
They probably thought if they broke up the monotony of the title that it would drum up some interest, and I think it's really going to come back to bite them in a couple of years.
The only thing that was probably worse than the name change was when they changed the franchise mode to not being called franchise mode in 2013, and I literally had people calling or coming in and there's no franchise mode. I'm like, no, it's there. It's just under this other name at the time.
Connected career.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would have been like, bitch, Google it.
Yeah. I had even some people that I told them how to do it. They're just like, I don't get this. I just want to return it. I'm like you don't deserve this game. And I just.
I want to return it because they renamed a feature.
Yeah, it was bad.
I would do it. I'd be like, sure, buddy, cool, it's good.
Whatever, man. Just do your thing. I can't deal with this. They changed the name. I don't even know what to call it anymore. My life's ruined.
This Maiden 25 is just strange.
Yeah, they really kind of fucked up with that one. That was the year they did the new Infinity engine, which was no, tackle's the same. And it's no, every tackle is the same, guys. You did not change anything. You just made the awkward ragdoll physics, where players will just sit there on all fours and another player will trip over them and fall in this ragdoll motion. It's you didn't make the game better. You really fucked it up with this one.
Yeah, because it would look more unrealistic than ever.
Yeah,
I'm tripping over.
They'll trip over the stupidest things. It's what did you guys do to the game? your running back, like, he's running forward, but his back is, like, bent at a 90-degree angle, but he's still going. He's still going. No one knows what's happening. It's like, you didn't really change it for the better, guys. It's like,
Nothing ruins sports more than motion capture.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh God! All these like true animations are so much worse than the fake ones they used to use.
Because they get players to do the motion, and then they try to add it in there so it looks kind of janky when it happens.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, Drew, you got another game for the list?
I do. I have an old school one. It's Ken Griffey Jr.'s Major League Baseball.
Whoa!
Any
Never
guys play
played
that?
it. You got to tell me about it.
Yes.
It's amazing. It was definitely the first baseball game I ever played. Graphically, it was pretty good for its time, but the funnest part was they had like home run derby, and they had
Oh yeah.
yeah, and like when people would like they would hit to the outfield, it was you could run and stand in the circle and try to catch it, kind of a deal. But no, it was definitely one of the first games I actually got for my Super Nintendo. So
Yeah, that was a good one. I was telling Jimmy earlier. I was like, there's Super Nintendo had like a ridiculous amount of baseball games named after athletes. Like each athlete had their own. Like if they were the top athlete, they had their own baseball game.
That was just big through the whole 16-bit era, through all the sports, really. Oh,
I guess so, because they had
Joe Montana, Sports Talk Football. Barkley, Shut Up and Jam. That should be on the bonfire. That game was bad.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, there are all kinds of, licensed athlete games that were no good.
Mm-hmm.
There are some good ones, too, though.
Did you guys ever play the Wayne Gretzky's and like the NPHL or whatever it was?
Oh God, that
Wayne
was
Gretzky's hockey.
Yeah, that was bad.
When you got a goal, it was like oh, like
the Mario Lemieux hockey was bad too. I remember playing that. Yeah.
nothing like the new NHL games. That's for sure.
That is very true.
Not like the old NHL games either.
Which ones?
Well, I was gonna double piggyback off of Drew with the baseball thing, but since we're here, I'll just go to it. NHL 94 and 95.
I never played those.
I never played those either.
Yeah, you were like 4. That's the problem. Yeah, but these came out right in my gaming wheelhouse, man, when I was like 13, 14, like... Yeah, if you talk to old school like sports gamers, they talk about NHL 94 like it's the holy fucking grail of sports games. Yeah, it was just great. I think it was the first one that had season modes. I can't remember if NHL PA 93 had it or not. Most people love 94. I like 94. I played a lot of 94. Me and my neighbor Jason used to just play like all the time. We'd like simulate seasons and stuff and stat track. Like we had nothing better to do, so but I was really a bigger fan of 95, and for one specific reason: create a player. Yeah,
that was the best feature in a lot of the older sports games.
When I got 95 and it was like create your own player, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, this is awesome. And then I was like, I'm in the game and I have max stats. Let's go. Time to dominate. I had my Ivan Drago moment. Just like,
and you definitely dominated with the creative players back then.
Yeah. But it was just so cool that concept, like, they got on it. Like, that's the first creative player I remember. It could have been out in other stuff before that, but I do not recall it or didn't encounter it. So, like, that was my first experience with create a player, and I was just like, this is the best. Like, I'm in the game, And then it was like, I put my little brother in the game, and, he was not quite as high stats as me, So, nah, but it was just so cool. Like there were so many things you could do. Like it was like, okay, I'm just gonna make me and all my friends, and I'm gonna put us all on the same team, And then there's that dude I don't like, and he's gonna be like as low as stats as I could possibly get him to, and I'm gonna check him every chance I get. It was just so cool and neat. And 95 was pretty much the same gameplay as 94, so it just added that new feature set, really, And they started changing things in 96, and it kind of got a little weird for a bit, but sports games kind of do that.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the good old hockey game I remember.
I think I wasn't really too big into the hockey game. I wasn't really too big into hockey in general until I played. I think it was NHL. Was it 9 or 10? Might have been 9, and then I started playing 10.
9 and 10 were both really good.
Yeah, those were fun.
Those two really kind of re-sparked, the NHL craze. I mean, I guess it was still popular before that, but I remember when 9 and 10 came out, working at GameStop, like that was kind of like the first 2 years I worked there, and it actually got really popular. You could sit in the penalty box, and that's kind of crazy stuff for people who love hockey. So.
Oh no, I lied. It's NHL Hits.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
different kind of hockey game, but yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was the arcade type of hockey game, but that one was fun. Beating the shit out of each other, actually having the fights, just knocking people over. That one was fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking because you.
Well, we lost him.
Nope, I'm still here. I was just
okay.
thinking because if you like NHL Hits, you might actually like this here. This is very much the same kind of thing as NHL Hits. Very crazy. Yeah. Now this is
Mutant League.
Yeah, Mutant League hockey. And this was a Sega game, so if you weren't a Sega kid, you missed out.
Bones Jackson.
Ah, dude, Bones Jackson was the man. He was so good at football, they had to bring him over to hockey. So the whole premise to this game, for those who don't know, is basically it's a bunch of monsters. It's skeletons and goblins and lizards and robots that all just play in this brutal hockey league where murdering your opponent is perfectly fine and recommended. Yeah. So yeah, you can see there's mines and shit and fires on the ice.
That's a great intro song.
Yeah. And you can get weapons. The fans will throw weapons out for you to use, like chainsaws and axes and stuff.
Oh, let's get this into some real hockey.
You got the whip there with the ball and chain. Yeah, you can just attack your enemies. Yeah, see them all writhing on the ground in pain. There's a broken skeleton enemy. He's dead. He's out for the game. So, yeah, so the strategy really was that if you could kill all of your opponent's guys so that they didn't have enough guys left to play, you would win because they would have to forfeit. See, he attacked the goalie.
There's another one.
Yeah, there's dead bodies everywhere already. They're like a minute into the first period. Yeah. So this was just really cool, and there were all these special plays you could run, like exploding puck, kill the ref, bribe the ref so he would call a penalty for the other team.
That's great.
Now, when you were the team defending the top goal, you could sub out your goalie for the monster goalie. And the monster goalie was just a big monster mouth that would open and close constantly. Yeah.
Oh, there's a fight.
Oh, yeah, the fighting. Not as good as Blades of Steel, but pretty good.
This is like, what's that one game? The board game. With the robot boxers.
Oh, Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Rock'em, yeah.
Like board game. I'm like, what kind of board game did you play with those?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is very up the NHL Hits style, though. But I just like the aesthetic of murdering your enemies, and yeah.
That's funny. They got the most down players, and they scored. Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's breakdancing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, and the things the coach says to you, like if you like suck it up, he just like basically tells you like you fucking blow. Like why don't you know how to win? Like I'm going to kill you if you don't do better.
Oh,
It's just like
China.
they would never release a game like this today, like because it just all the messaging in it's so violent. Oh yeah, you probably might have caught that brief clip of the Zamboni, which is a giant snail, and it just eats all the stuff off the ice. Yeah, it's cool too because each rink is different. So like some rinks have like ice holes in them that you fall into. So they make it so every arena you play at's a little different. The tropes are pretty much the same. They're all deadly, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just loved what they were doing here with this. They never really followed it up, but to be honest, I don't know that there was much else to do with it. I mean, the idea was the idea. So, yeah.
They should definitely bring this back.
Skin Gross. That's the Eric Lindros ripoff. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I would love for them to bring back the Mutant League series.
Yep.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, and this here's the other one, the Mutant League Football.
There was football too?
Yeah, they did both. Yeah, so same idea though, you know. But because it's like play by play, you know, it's a little different because there's not as much free time to like try to murder people.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of the same idea though.
61ers.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see it's totally got the old school Genesis style, like ABC, like with the separate receiver windows and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I think Madden introduced that. That was amazing. You can actually see the receivers when you throw it to them.
Yeah. But you couldn't see the pass rush, so you got sacked all the time.
Slay action. Oh, that's great.
Oh yeah, slay action. Oh, somebody ran into a landmine. Dude, just so great. Like I can't believe you guys did play these games. They were just so like wild.
Deathbone.
Yeah, Deathbone. That's a good name for a play, ain't it?
Yep.
I want to run the Deathbone.
Dude, that dude is fast.
Tackled by Booger. I love it. Mud and Guts.
Draw blood. Nice.
Yeah, I think there's like all of like 15 plays in this game, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, did you see how the receiver windows there were like all blocked out?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, the enemy did a thing so he couldn't see his receivers in the windows.
Good thing it chose a run play on that. Hail scary.
Yeah. The aesthetic to these games was great, man. What the hell was that?
I don't even know, man.
Is that supposed to be a flea flicker or something? Oh, he got killed.
Yeah, there's a bunch of players got just destroyed on that play.
Oh, man. Yeah, so these games, just awesome.
That's
did
great.
Some cool stuff there.
That is great.
All right, Drew, you got anything? We've been talking for a bit here.
Trying to think of another, like change. I don't want to change it up too much, but a lot of the Wii Sports. I thought that was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yep.
Yeah, the game that when you get your Wii, you're like, what? What is this? And then you play it, and you're just hooked on it for like months.
The It's not even like just gamers. It's everybody was hooked on that. Oh yeah, I remember those.
Oh man,
I remember figuring out
tennis and bowling.
Oh yeah.
I remember. Was it baseball they had?
Yep.
No. Tennis is the one that I remember. You can like certain buttons change the shots. When I found that out, I was like, "Oh, this changes everything." Whoa! Wait, curve it. Oh, here we go.
I remember I was getting my backside handed to me by my daughter when I first brought the Wii home. I was like, "What the hell's going on here?" So then instead of really playing, I was kind of watching her, and she's little, so she's making these little arm motions with the just flicking the remote, and she's like crushing the ball, and then I was like, oh, well, I'm doing these big looping swings like I'm swinging a real racket. I was like, let me start playing it like it's a game, and then it was like, boom, like rocket shots, like just over the net, like super low, and I was like, that's how you do it. We're not simulating sports. We're still playing a game here.
Yeah, it was very inaccurate. Like, with like golf swinging, you're just like, you actually play it like for real, like trying to tee up and everything, and it's just not as effective as just flip of the wrist.
Yep.
The new one's actually really cool. You actually like when you're golfing, you actually put the Wii motion, the Wii U pad down, and you actually tee off on that. And it's actually a lot more accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like an easy way to get your Wii U gamepad destroyed.
Stepping on it.
Yeah.
Or kicking it across the room because you sliced it. God damn it!
Yeah, I unfortunately have not had any of that happen, so.
Good. Knock on wood. We don't need that happening.
Yeah, but no, those are, I don't know. I liked bowling was a lot of fun. Boxing was all right. It was still fun, but I'd say bowling and golf and baseball are probably the three main.
Oh, boxing.
Yeah, baseball and boxing were cool because you get other people involved in a more the boxing, man. You'd break a sweat playing that one if you were playing with somebody else who was good, man.
Yeah, the boxing one even had like the movements where you could dodge too, right?
Yeah. I just remember I loved the physics when your dude would get like knocked down. He would just like collapse like in a crash test dummy, like. Oh man, that was good stuff. That's a great one, Drew. I totally forgot to mention Wii Sports.
Yeah. That's why I'm here. No, I'm just kidding.
Mission accomplished, sir. Chris, what else you got, man?
Well, since we were talking about boxing, this one wasn't even on my list, but Punch-Out!
Yes.
Punch-Out! That...
Okay, real quick. Favorite opponent in Punch-Out?
Oh. I've never actually thought of this. Who was the big Russian dude?
Soda Popinski.
Yes, he was fun. He was fun to play against. Yeah, what about you?
King Hippo. That fucking dude is so funny. I love it. Yeah.
Oh man.
Drew, you got one for Punch-Out?
Well, this sounds really sad, but I actually never played Punch-Out.
Sorry, what?
I'm kicking him out. He's out. Get out of this podcast. You've never played Punch-Out? Get the fuck out of here.
Nah, my parents didn't really buy me very many games growing up.
Oh
I
man.
can't believe you never went back to see it the way people talk about it.
I mean, I've watched like the Twitch, when they're doing the fun stuff where the guy's beating the game with his eyes closed and things like that, but I don't think I've actually played it or paid attention too much to the different characters.
Watching it is
definitely
about 75% of the game, to be honest, because it's just a pattern recognition game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy that people could do that. I mean, I guess when you play it enough times, you just memorize it.
It's all just timing and memory, so yeah. There's nothing interrupting your ability to hear the game. You could probably very well do it if you're crazy enough. You know what's funny though? Everybody talks about Punch-Out. Everybody loves Punch-Out. Not a lot of love for Super Punch-Out.
No.
And that game's so awesome.
I'd never played it.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed with Super Punch-Out. I love the shit out of that game too. Yeah. Actually, of all the games, the new one is my least favorite.
The other one on the Wii.
Yeah, it's good. It's very retro, but it's, I don't know. It's like cool at first, and then it just starts to really get boring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Super Punch-Out, dude. Nick and Rick Bruiser. Still got bad memories of them two dudes. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, those dudes are assholes because they break your hands.
Oh!
So yeah, if you punch them and your timing's not perfect, they basically drop an elbow on your hand and break it so you can't use it for a while.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. The one, I forget which one's which. They're the last two guys in the game, but the one only breaks your one hand, and the last one will break both hands on you. So you're officially useless for a while.
Can you still block?
I forget if you can block or not, but you really generally don't want to.
No.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, especially because he can down you in about 2 or 3 hits, so if you block it, you're taking still like half of that. Yeah, so, oh my god, them dudes are fucking ridiculous. And they have like a stomp attack that causes like an earthquake and stuns you. And if they get you to stun, they jump up in the air and they just, bam, one shot knockdown. Like, those dudes are brutal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
And you fight an old dude, Hoi Corlo, who uses a staff.
What?
Yeah.
It's not boxing?
Yeah, he's an old Asian dude, and he just like smashes you with his cane and stuff. Yeah. Oh, and Clown Hugger. Or no, it's Bear Hugger. Who's the clown dude? Why can't I remember his name? Mad Clown. Yeah.
You couldn't remember Mad Clown?
Yeah, just shut up, dude. You never even played the fucking game, alright? He like juggles, and then he throws the balls he juggles out at you, and you gotta dodge them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, that game's so great, though. Yeah, you fight a Jackie Chan ripoff called Dragon Chan.
Oh, wow.
And he jumps up on the turnbuckles of the ring, and he, like, jumps across, and then he jumps off and tries to drop kick you. Yeah. There's so much cool stuff. There's, what's the one guy? Heiki Kagero, where he tries to whip you with his long hair. Yeah, he just starts like whipping his head around like crazy, and his hair like whips around at you and stuff.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, dude, the game is nuts. Totally find a copy of it or emulate it or whatever you got to do. It's got such a cool style and aesthetic to it. Like the characters really have a lot of character. Yeah. No Glass Joe, so some people get mad.
To what?
No Glass Joe.
No Glass Joe.
Yeah, but the first character is the exact same thing. His name's Gabby J.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so. And he's pretty much as useless as Glass Joe. Yeah, so. Anyway. Yeah, Punch-Out, though. That's solid. Did you ever beat Mike Tyson?
No. That was me. Never did.
Did you ever get to him without the code?
Nope. A friend gave me the code, and then I tried it, and then, that was interesting.
Yeah, that game's tough, man. You got to really stick with it and get your reflexes down, but, yeah, I've beaten the whole game from start to finish a couple times.
Damn.
I've actually beaten Mike Tyson by decision.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was possible.
It's really hard, like, because generally you got to knock him out or he knocks you out, like, to beat him. Because I've beaten him, like, 5 or 6 times, I guess. I don't know. I've really never kept count, but I couldn't do it right now if I tried. That's for damn sure. Um, but yeah, to beat him by decision, it was like a fucking Rocky movie, man. Like we were just beating the shit out of each other, and neither of us got knocked out, and I won by decision.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit was hard. But hey, that's how they made us good gamers, man. I tell my son, I'm like, you guys are soft today. Your games are so easy compared to the ones I played. I was like, the shit we played, it was like one hit, you're dead. There's no regenerating health or screens getting red. Like, nope. You got hit, you died.
You have to restart all over, too. Was it?
Checkpoints were not common in games back then.
Nope.
No, they weren't. Yeah. Or like that original Ninja Turtles game, man. Once you lost Donatello, it was game over. That's it. You had no reach. You were done. Okay. So, instead of, like, difficult games, I'll get back to cool stuff. And, now this one is a personal favorite of mine. It's called Base Wars. And, yeah. And what Base Wars was a, it was basically, the story to the game was that players got out of hand with their contracts and all the, like, bullshit dealing with that. So what the owners decided to do was build robots to play baseball for them. And yeah, and the robots would play for free, you know.
Oh, I like the way he pitches.
Oh yeah, what's cool is like when you pitch, you can hold the thing in to make it faster, or just let it go sooner to make a slower pitch that you can manipulate. Yeah.
Jeez.
So there were 4 different kinds of robots in the game: cyborgs, motorcycle bots or cycle bots or whatever they call them. They basically drove around on a big wheel. You know, they were really hard to control though, but they were fast.
Saw the picture.
Yeah, the picture in this video we're watching is a motorcycle one. There was also the tank bot, which has like big tank treads for a base, and that's also, you can see here, the hover bot is up to bat. So they float on like an alien ship style disc. Now, what you'll see is, if you look at the player stats in the corner here, see how it says Muramasa at the bottom? That's his equipped weapon.
Okay.
Yeah. So you get to buy weapons for your guys, because when there's a showdown at a base and it's not a force out, there's actually a combat. Yeah. But the closer your guy is to the base, the more hit points. Here's the combat.
What?
Yeah.
It's just headshot.
Yeah. Now, the further you are from the base, the less hit points you start with as the runner. So you're at a disadvantage. The other thing is, too, there's a running hit point total. When those hit points run out, that dude's dead for the game.
Oh, that sucks.
So you have the bar for that fight, but you also have your total hit points. Yeah. Now, you guys might actually like this, and this is an exception to what I usually say about the menus in RPGs, because it worked for this one. The idea was, as you played in season mode, you earned money, and you spent the money on upgrades for your robots at the store. So, there were cannons for your guys to shoot the ball out of their cannon arm faster, especially good for your pitcher. There were shoulders to increase your hitting power. There were the weapons, obviously, you could buy. I forget what the other things were. And it was cool because there was like a little scene would play, like when you got an upgrade on your guy, of all these like animatronics like coming down and like attaching it to him and stuff. It was cheesy, and it was the exact same scene no matter what upgrade. But you know, like just the ideas behind it, and it was cool because like there was a progression to your season. Because if you won, you got more money. So like you were trying to win to get the better upgrades, and your opponents were upgrading too. So like if you lost, you were helping them because they were getting more money and getting more upgrades themselves.
Ah, okay.
Some more combat here.
Dude, this combat is so weird.
Yeah, it's moving very fast, but if you've played it before, it makes total sense. Oh man!
Dude, the runner just that was a runner. Never mind. Got his ass whooped.
Yeah, he took the other guy out easy.
Yep.
Yeah, and you see how fast the ball moves in this too, because they're shooting it out of a cannon, man.
Yeah.
Like that ball gets from the outfield to the infield in like a half a second. Like you got to be really good. Yeah. So I just
Crazy game.
This game was just so cool with all the stuff you could do, and I just loved like once you could finally afford like the hyper shoulder, your dude had like 50-50 chance of hitting a home run when he came up. You know.
Jeez.
But it was like a really expensive upgrade, so you weren't getting that shit minute one. Like you had to, you know, earn up to that. Yeah. And the ability to manipulate pitches, man, you could strike people out in this game so easy.
Yeah, I see that. The curveballs and moving from side to side to choose where you're going to throw it at. That's really nice.
Yeah, so that's definitely one of my favorites, and as far as baseball games, because I loved what they were doing there. It was very different than a lot of the other baseball games at the time. Yeah.
I got one that should have been mentioned.
Yeah, I would love to see that one come back, man. I think they could do a lot more with that.
Oh yeah, nowadays. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah. So another one on the whole arcade style. NFL Blitz. Anybody? Anybody play that, guys?
Yeah, I played a little NFL Blitz.
Play a little bit of Blitz. Oh,
I didn't like it as much as when I played it. It was I was playing the 2K series, so I preferred 2K mostly. But it was fun to, you know, it was what it was. You know, you play around with it, you have some fun, some crazy. Couldn't you like body slam people if I remember in that if you got the right kind of
body
attack?
slam. There was no rules. You throw it deep and then you just truck somebody. Like pass interference, nope. Just tackle the guy who's trying to catch the ball. It was great.
Yeah.
Suplex everybody. Yeah, it was a good time. Very good time.
I had that game from like Game Boy Color, but you couldn't.
Oh God.
But you couldn't do any
What?
stuff. Yeah, it was very, very basic.
Yeah, like where's the passing icons?
There weren't any. It was just drop back and bomb it. You know, deep bomb it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was very, very interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I mean, I liked them kind of games a little bit, but they never stuck with me too long, you know.
Yeah, that's always true.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it was fun when you just be like, oh man, he's open. No, he's not.
Yeah.
Torn ACL. Deal with that. You know.
Yep.
Then they changed it. They went with like the Street series after that, didn't they?
Well, yeah, NBA Street came out. Excuse me, and that's another one of the games on my list. I loved NBA Street, and then that was successful. So then, NFL Street and FIFA Street came out. But yeah, they were. NBA Street was amazing.
It did come out with Blitz the League for 360 and PS3. They made 1 and 2 for that, and those came out. I think it was like 2009 or so. But like that one had like it was like rated like M for mature. Like it had like a side story, and.
Oh, that's the one with the zoomed in on like the broken bones.
Yeah, it's
okay.
I never tried it, but we had a lot of people looking for the second one, and it was like $40 in our system or $30. Some outrageous price for an old game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when those came out. I remember looking at it didn't look all that great, but then they had like the zoomed in on the injuries, so like if you speared someone, you can watch their spine crack and all that.
Yeah.
But
Jeez.
yeah, I think that's why I think the NFL actually makes that on purpose because they're like you can't have these NFL games if showing people injure other players. Like we're trying to get away from that. All right. You know?
Football is a nice gentlemanly game.
Yeah. They just shake each other's hand until the other one falls to the ground.
Yeah. Surprised we had no racing games, no NBA games, guys.
I was actually gonna come up with an NBA game just now. Have you guys ever heard of Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City?
Wait, what?
I remember this, but I never played it.
It's a side-scrolling game where you have different types of basketballs, like a fire one and ice, or like there's different elements. And it was basically like a side-scrolling adventure where you'd have to like there'd be flying enemies, you have to jump up and like dunk the ball on them, and
Oh my god.
So this was like another Shaq Fu game, is what you're telling me.
It was actually
No,
pretty.
This sounds more like Michael Jackson's Moonwalker kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very interesting. It was like my dad came home. He's like, "Oh yeah, I found this at the pawn shop for you." I'm like, "Thanks." And I ended up playing it, because I didn't have anything else, that I hadn't beaten yet. So
That's gaming as a kid, man.
yeah,
You play whatever you got.
I thought I would throw out one that I was guessing you guys hadn't heard of it.
The only basketball game worth mentioning that I've ever played is NBA Jam.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much it.
NBA
Yeah,
Jam.
Chris, that game came out when you were like 4.
You're talking about Boom Shakalaka, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows NBA Jam.
I know. That game was so great, man.
Got it on my tablet, the new one that came out. Yeah.
Dude, that and Mortal Kombat, man, they were the arcade games I always remember. Like,
Yep.
it's just so great.
NBA Jam was so much fun, though. So much fun. You get on fire, just start dunking on everybody from the 3-point line.
It was in the second one, I think, with the dunking from outside the arc and all.
It was great.
Yeah. I remember just getting on fire, though, burning the net every time you shot one
Every
through after you were on
time.
fire. It was great. The net just magically reappears so fast. And I remember all the players had, they were all the different dunks, You
Yep.
had, the super windmill dunk and,
Like, it was a 360, but they, spun so many times.
yeah. You had the front flip dunk and, it was just so ridiculous.
It was great.
It was great. It was a perfect arcade basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I remember playing, Kobe Bryant had one. It was NBA Courtside, Kobe Bryant on Nintendo 64. That one was fun. It was a well-done one. I mean, with their graphics and everything. But they also had a creative player mode, so that was fun playing with, the 5-foot guy, 5 foot, 300 pounds, dunking on people. That was always fun to do. Other than that, the game was pretty basic.
I just love the idea of 5 foot 300 pounds dunking on people.
Yep.
What? What do you want? Oh man.
I was into a lot of the racing games like Need for Speed and all that. And then I made this mistake. I went to, I think it was Best Buy. It was for PC. They had a 3-game set. EA did. So you got NBA Jam, or not NBA Jam, I'm sorry, EA NBA Live, I think is what it was. And then you got Tiger Woods PGA Tour. Then you got NASCAR. And I thought, oh, cool, racing game. And so I put in the NASCAR, and I was like, oh, this is some shit.
You drive left.
Yeah, the whole time. They didn't even, try to change it up, man. Like the most like intuitive they got was like you can customize how the car runs. It's like, why would they even create this game? Like this was, Jesus, man.
That's why I can't watch NASCAR, man. Because I'm just like they drive in a circle.
And then yeah.
Like I like when they do like the courses where there's like turns and stuff, and like
Yeah.
it's a real course, and it's like, oh, there's actual like strategy that makes sense to me. Like I get in the circle, there's like drifting and managing fuel and tires, but I'm like that's not interesting to me. Having to cut them turns and get your speed right and apply the right amount of brake and cutting through the turns, that is much more interesting.
A lot more fun.
And that's why I like Gran Turismo.
Yep.
Because they got lots of courses like that.
It was that and Ridge Racer, which were two games that I played a lot back then. Both of them had the same aspect. You gotta don't fuck up your turns. Just don't do that. Figure out how to accelerate. Figure out how to cut into them correctly.
When I first got GT2, man, it was so bad because all I played was arcade racers before that.
Yeah!
I had no concept of how to use brakes in a racing game. So, like, anytime there was a turn, I just would smash into whatever wall there was and, like, re-accelerate. I'm like, why isn't this working?
Yep.
Like, finally I started, like, combing through the manuals, and it was like, oh, you need to actually stop ahead of time before a turn to go through it. This is like real driving,
If you're going too fast, you can't turn.
Yeah, so like everybody who doesn't like Gran Turismo, I totally get it, because most people probably would have given up at that point where I was. Where it was just like, I have to pimp out my car so I can just outgun everybody in the straightaways for all the time I'm going to lose in the turns, And then I learned how to really drive. Yeah.
And that reminds me, when you were talking about pimping out a car, Midnight Club.
Yeah.
The hip-hop version of Need for Speed. Why am I racing in a Chrysler 300? I don't understand, but I'm going to do it anyway. Drop it, give it some air pillows. It's like, this is ridiculous. Oh, then they had, like, trucks, so you got, like, the Mercedes G-Wagon to race in. I'm like, this is insane. Why do I need any of these vehicles to race in? But yeah,
so you can use their special abilities and.
Oh man.
Chris, my F-150.
Yeah.
Chris, how much stuff you got left on your list?
Oh, not much. We mentioned pretty much everything on there.
Okay. You got any good ones left?
No.
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 Okay.
You guys played the arena football game.
No. Is Kurt Warner in it?
No. This was after Kurt Warner.
Yeah, that's about all I know about arena football.
No, I didn't
it was a pretty bad one. It was almost as bad as the EA rugby game.
Okay. Well, here, I'll take us out of this with a good one then.
All right.
Actually, it's a combo, but they kind of always go together, but just because of the time and the era they came out in. And we're going back to some hockey here. We're talking NES here. We're talking ice hockey and Blades of Steel.
Never played those, man.
Oh, man. Dude, you're so young. You're so young.
I was never into hockey that much,
Oh, man. Well, ice hockey, what you got to understand is that it was all about the characters you could pick. So there was a skinny guy, a medium guy, and a fat guy. Now they're all different, right? The skinny guy is the fastest, and he's good at face-offs, but he has the weakest shot. The fat guy has the cannonade of a shot, but he's really slow. He's also good with the physical game, like checking and all that. So, and the medium guy obviously is just kind of in between all that. But you got to customize each of the 4 players on your team before each game. And it was a Nintendo game, so It was pretty basic. It was just...
What the hell just happened there?
Oh, yeah, it's a fight.
Oh, that's what a fight looks like?
It's just crazy, yeah.
Everyone's just spinning in circles.
Yeah, now they get the penalty. Now, this game was just revered amongst Nintendo fans at the time. One, because it was really the only hockey game until Blades of Steel. And two, because it was just a lot of fun. But what was really neat, too, was they had the shootout, if I remember, when you went into overtime if it was tied. So, which was cool back then, because you didn't see a lot of the shootout stuff, you know. Like, not here in the U.S. I mean, that was really Olympics only. That wasn't in hockey back then, you know. Hockey in the NHL was just ties, you know.
Yep.
So, now Blades of Steel didn't have the same depth of like character customization. It had way better fighting. The goalie, there was an arrow in the crease that would show you like where to move your goalie to make the save.
Okay.
And what was really cool about Blades of Steel though was there were tournaments, so you could do a playoff bracket with the 8 teams.
Oh, that's nice for any of this game.
Yeah, back then, man, that was like big time. It was like awesome. And at the end, if you won the last game, like, because after every game, all your guys would like stand in like a cross formation and like lift their sticks and all to celebrate. If you won the final game, though, one of them would actually be holding the cup.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then it would do like it would take a picture and it would like zoom out and it was like a press clipping, you know. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. They were the big hockey games at the time, though, man. Until NHL '94, really.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, so I love me some ice hockey and Blades of Steel, man. It's the classics.
Interesting.
Yeah, they definitely looked like it'd be, I mean, even fun to kind of play around with now, but I could imagine back then.
You know,
it did look like a lot of fun.
You know what? We still do it when me and my brothers get together, man. Ice hockey games. You know, like it's just as much fun to watch two people go at it as it is to play. Like, you know, so I don't know. Maybe it's nostalgia at this point, but it, you know, it's that strategy too, because you can both see what each other are doing with your team, and it's like, he's doing all fat guys. You know, it's dangerous, but I could probably totally outskate him if I go all thin guys. You know, and just try to dance around him all day. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. There isn't a ton to say. The games don't have a ton of depth to them, but they're just good gameplay games. So, I don't know. I like this episode. There was a lot of good stuff. A couple games I totally forgot to think of too when I was making my list.
Yeah. A lot of sports games have a lot of like that quick memory type of stuff, so you remember the competition you have with most of the time with another person. Always brings back good memories.
Or tournaments you play with friends, and you know the guy who didn't own the game won, like me.
Yeah. Oh man, I had a friend who was playing NCAA football. Right, I didn't realize he created a team with a bunch of like all overall 99, and so we're playing. And I beat him with just a regular team. And dude turned his game off, unplugged the PlayStation 2, took the cord with him. It was like, we're all going to bed. He was like, this is game over. I was like, what? What just happened? His brother's like, he just created that team just so he could beat you by like 50 points, and it turned on him. But, oh, great. This is great.
Oh, man.
I've never felt happier, man. I was just like, this is the greatest feeling right now. Like, you tried to cheat your way out of this, and you still lost.
I think that's one of the best parts about, you know, sports games and is, you know, making someone rage quit or just, you know, I don't know. It's too much fun.
Oh, Drew, do you remember when Andrew threw his controller at John?
Yeah.
I think it was Madden. It was probably 2007, we were playing. I was playing Andrew. I was playing with the Eagles, and he was playing, I think, with the Rams. And in the beginning of the game, that was when Hit Stick came out. I sacked Kurt Warner, and so when I hit him, like the action was that he like bent at the spine, like at his waist. He did like a 90-degree bend, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So I replayed it over and over again, like, "Dude, look at this hit!" So he was already getting pissed off, right? It was a close game. John was watching, and I got the ball with like a minute left, and all I had to do was get in field goal range. And so Johnson is like, "Chris, all you gotta do, man, field goal range, field goal range." So I gotta do field goal range, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I know, I'm going." And so Andrew's like really focused on how to like defend against these plays, like should he go prevent, should he do this, blah blah blah. And the whole time, John's just like, field goal range, field goal range, field goal range, Chris, you do it, field goal range. So all you need is a field goal range. And so you can see like Andrew's getting pissed off, but he's trying to focus on this game. And I kick the field goal, I get in the range, I kick the field goal, win the game, and John's like, "Fuck yeah, field goal range!" Andrew takes the PlayStation controller and just whips it across the room. I was like, "Oh, this is great." This is another one of those moments where it's like, this was just a shitty game to play real fast, and it ended up getting this pissed off, man.
I thought you were gonna say it ended up being a trip to the emergency room.
Oh no, it just missed his head and hit the wall.
Ah. Well, good for the dude, but you know, it makes the story less fun.
I think there would have been a fight if John got hit in the face with a controller.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Oh man.
Oh, that was good times. Yeah, we used to have a lot of fun with Madden back in the day. We used to do tournaments and all that.
And I would win all the time, and I remember like people would like know what I would be doing. All I did was run, and like they would literally, just like they do with like the Vikings now, they would just stack the box blitz the whole time, and I would still just run it all the way, just unstopped. I don't know how I did it, but Andrew used to get so pissed at me. It's pretty good.
You were the only person that could beat me like fair and square. Like I couldn't beat Drew for shit. Everyone else, like Andrew was like the closest one. Like we'd go back and forth, but Drew, no, fuck you, man. Always pissed me off with that.
Oh man. Yeah, well, sports games were the couch co-op, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like online killed a lot of that.
It did. It did.
Yeah, those were good times, man. Things like that.
And you couldn't, like, when you play online nowadays, there's people that will find like a cheat in the game. Like I remember, I can't remember what year it was, but Chris Johnson, like you could just screenplay to Chris Johnson and he'd just like run faster than everyone in the game. Or like Madden 2004, where nobody threw with Michael Vick, they would just run because he was the first player with like 99 speed. And so there was a lot of the cheap shit, but like when you're playing with a person like sitting on the same couch with you, it's like nobody was doing that cheat shit.
Yeah, because they were afraid of getting socked, you know.
Yeah. When you're online, there's that online bravery, you know. Oh, he's looking up something.
I am.
What you got, man?
Let's give me a second. Okay, so this is old school. You were talking about cheats and glitches in sports games. Yeah, there was a bug in this game that you could exploit in John Elway's quarterback football. Yeah, you could. Yeah. Well, you'll see. The video is going to kind of show you, but it's just ridiculous. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wait.
Yeah, look at the speed of this guy.
This is hilarious. Like, there's nobody there. He's just
running circles around them. He's usually slow compared to him. Yeah, this isn't even the worst of it. This isn't even worse. Oh my God, this is so Deshaun Jackson right here.
Yeah.
Those poor defense players.
Oh, dude, did you catch that? Who was it? What's that guy's name? Joe Buck in the Redskins game.
No.
He was talking about Deshaun Jackson, and he had this like smirk on his face. He was like, "Oh yeah, that Deshaun Jackson always got a nose for the end zone." And you just see him like everyone's thinking like, "No, he doesn't." Dude drops the ball at the 1 yard line every goddamn time. Man.
Look at this now, Chris.
Yo, why is he so fast?
Dude, he's quadruple speed. He's just ridiculous.
Oh, dude,
I love that whoever made this YouTube video, BSG 4000, put the Sonic the Hedgehog music in there. Like, he couldn't even get tackled by accident if he wanted to. Oh, the fun stuff we used to be able to deal with.
Oh, now he's waiting. And now he's gone.
And he could have gone to the kitchen and made a sandwich in that time.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, glitches in games. See, they can be fun. Nowadays, everybody would use that glitch online, though, if they knew about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the truth. It's like the option play with certain quarterbacks. It's like it works every time. It's like, okay, well, I'm done with this one. There's no way to defend it. Bad. It's interesting.
There is. You hit the power button on your system.
Oh, disconnected. Oh, darn it. Oh.
Oh, man. Alright, guys. Well, this is, it's been a good episode. I'm going to start wrapping it up here, but, good stuff. A lot of good games.
Yeah.
Now I want to go play some Rocket League.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Wait. It's not a bad idea, actually. I haven't played Rocket League in a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure out how to play, man.
I've had 5 people tell me you need to play this game, and I just.
Yeah, dude. It was what, $20 for a game that's like probably worth more than that. But yeah, it's a quality game.
Yeah.
And
solid gameplay and physics.
And cross-platform.
Oh, because I have it on PS4, I got it for free with PlayStation Plus. So.
Yeah, PS4 and PC can play.
Interesting.
Yep.
There.
Not on Xbox yet. Not there.
Alright. Well, I can't play till I wrap the show up. So, for those of you who don't know, you can find us every Friday here at 10 p.m. Eastern in the Google Hangout. We're also on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, and the other podcast services. Just do a little search, type in Collective Gamescast.
Right.
You can also check out our website, collectivegc.com. We host a podcast over there for you. If you want to be on the show, you have topic suggestions, you can email us, collectivegamescast@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Twitter. I am at the Malgadar. You can hit the show up on Twitter at the collectivegc. You can hit up Chris on Twitter at ChrisBCGC. And you can't talk to Drew because he hates you. So
Pretty much.
no, Drew, you got your streaming thing going on still, right?
We're on a little bit of trying to get the scheduling down, but yeah, you guys can follow us on Facebook, midgamestreamers. We also have a whatchamacallit account.
Oh yeah,
whatchamacallit. It's a good,
You know,
good service.
tweeted and Twitter pated or whatever it is, you know. But no, it's right now we're trying to get our schedules kind of aligned so we can have a consistent schedule. But I think we've made a lot of the changes and we're done with like the testing phase and moving my basement around so it gets the best sound quality. So
Okay.
we're getting my furnace in there for the first couple, and we're like, we can't have that. So.
Soundproofing.
Mid-game streamers and the furnace. Exclusive in your house right now. No, yeah, you can follow us on Facebook. I posted a link to the group chat. I'm not sure if anyone can see that from
Yeah, I'll put it in the show notes too. So, yeah, mid-game streamers, man. Check it out if you're looking for a new stream. Or just check it out so Drew doesn't cry himself to sleep at night. Alright, guys. This has been episode 18. The show is legal. And until next time, we are the Collective.